Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Shotgun now for Breeze. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. The sack by Terrell Suggs.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Breeze. And Cook has it left side. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Coming to you, coming to you. 43 is the mark. Yes. Let's go, defense.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Corey Peters slipping in and getting the sack.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
Hey, hold on. Check right 47. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
first carry now. This is Johnson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here we go. Here we go. Took the outlaw. Don't get nervous.
Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Out to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward, since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Breeze. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Hakeem Butler there. And it's 2nd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one. And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. And that was a young pup, the rookie, being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field, where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position to make a play.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 45. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Matthews that time, and now it's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10.
Now, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit.
And Kyler Murray cannot get away. They drag him down to the end zone for 2 points. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
We play to win. Let's go.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. And they come up here now first down. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Terrell Suggs able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for...
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Terrell Suggs picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. And he's going to go down again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. From the gun, it's Breeze. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away. They stuck it in the end zone. Keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They begin the drive with Johnson. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rolling to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
To throw again on 2nd down. Murray, he gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
First down, Cardinals.
Here we go. Turn the engine. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. 8-0 our score with 2 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Please tell me this doesn't come off as snarky, but that's a relative chip shot. I mean, you've got to be able to execute that one. I don't care what they design on the other side about trying to block the kick. That should be 3 points on the board.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. If you're out at 55, 60 yards, low trajectory from here, you get that thing up. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Here's Murray from midfield. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterback...
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing now is Murray, and completes it to Kirk over the middle. Space to run past the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. And Gonzalez puts this one through. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And they start the second half with Johnson. And an alley to run. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big run there by Johnson. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Second down, Murray sets to throw, eluding the pressure right. Murray fighting, lost the football, and this is picked up by the Saints.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now Breeze finding Kamara. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To throw, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson. That'll bring up 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
He'll buy some time right, and incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Eli Apple. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. So after the INT, it's Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That one goes for 24 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To throw is Breeze. He goes full extension, and he's got it. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 30 yards. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Saints.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. That's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The drive will start with an option going left. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper. Now they'll run the option to the oh, now Murray has it stripped. And this is picked up by the Saints. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead,